Now, look, I've been right there with y'all before, like that canned email that just screams rejection. We all know how it goes. It's thank you for your interest in this position with our company, but we've decided to move forward with somebody else. Like, let's just get right to it, right? I'm laughing, but there have been several times where I received that email and it hurt, like it stung, because this was a role that, as I read the description, I thought this would be perfect for me. I would be perfect for this, but then to have somebody basically reply like, no, you wouldn't be because we picked somebody else, like it's a lot, right? It's a lot. And what I had to learn is that there are many times when we experience this rejection and it's not about us at all, right? Like sometimes it's that they decided to go with an internal candidate. Sometimes it's that they went with someone who had a referral. Sometimes they just decided to pull the job altogether, right? Like there's so many different reasons why we might apply to a role and not even get called in for an interview. But there are some times, right, when it is about us, and not about us as in your skill and your experience doesn't align to the position, but it's about you because it's about the way that you presented your skills and your experience. So whoever was on the receiving end of your resume, either a real person or an applicant tracking system, whoever, whatever was on the other side of it, I think they weren't able to easily connect the dots between what you've done and the value that you would bring to the position. And so that's what I want to talk through today. I want to talk through some questions that you should ask yourself when you experience rejection for a role. And let me just state that not every role needs this level of examination, because when I put myself in the job seeker's seat, right, I think about there are probably across the 50 some jobs I applied to, there are probably like 10 where I really want them. And then there are others where it's like, okay, this be cool. This will be all right. And then there are some where it's like, okay, I just know this is an easy win. I know that I can get this one if I tried. And so recognizing that for those positions where you want to put the best foot forward, but you receive this rejection, this is where I want you to ask these questions. Okay, so the first question you should ask yourself is, was my resume tailored to the position at hand? And before all of y'all get in my comments about how you don't have time for that, let me explain what I mean. And I'll actually start with what I don't mean, right? I don't mean that you need to create a resume from scratch for every single position. That is not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that, one, you need to narrow your focus. So if you are trying to spray and pray, right? You're trying to apply to 50 different positions with 50 different areas of focus with one single resume, you are setting yourself up for that rejection. Please note that. That is you. However, if you can take the time to clarify, right? So what is my focus? Hey, I'm looking for roles that are either product operations role or project management roles, right? It's fine to say that you don't want to limit yourself to one lane, right? But for each of the lanes that you have identified, you need a resume that focuses on that lane. And so if, let's take product operations, for example, if I know that I want to apply to more product operations roles, I need a resume that focuses on my skills and my accomplishments and my experience and all of the things around product operations. I need to clearly show them that if I come in, if I am selected, if you bring me to the table, here's all of the things that I bring with me from a product operations perspective, which is different from the way I would position the experience and skills that I have if I were trying to get a project management role. And so, tailoring your resume, what does this look like? Having a clear resume for each focus area. And then within the job description, they tell you keywords, key experience, key things that they are looking for. Make sure that your resume has some of those keywords. So, I mean, if they've put the words OKRs, or I guess it's an acronym, but if they put OKRs all throughout their job description, guess what? They want someone who already has experience with that. And so what you should do is, if you have experience with that, tell them, look, I'm not, it's so funny because I think people overcomplicate things, right? Like, you should not lie. Do not do that, right? But if you have the experience, tell them that you have the experience. It's that simple. Okay, look, I can stay on that one all day, but that one actually really nicely takes us to question number 2 to ask yourself. Did I include quantitative achievements relevant to this position? And so, like, don't just give them a laundry list of job duties that you've done before, right? Like, oh, I was responsible for this, responsible for that, responsible for... They don't care. Like, they want to know, how did you perform? How did you do? How was your other company better because of you? Like, those are the types of items. You need to use numbers, right? Numbers are black and white, right? You can say great team player. You can say organized, professional, whatever, you know, all of the fluff words that you want to add in there. Those things are one thing. Numbers are key. Numbers are gold. Numbers, people understand value, okay? So that's the second question you should ask yourself. Question number 3. Were my technical skills that align with the position highly visible? Again, going back to like the fluff words, right? Like, I think soft skills are one thing, and they are definitely important. It's important that you list them out. It's important that you display them. When it comes to technical skills, though, I guarantee you that job description includes different technical skills that they are looking for your position. So when you see experience with Microsoft Office Suite, experience with Google Suite, when you see Trello, Asana, insert any other technical application, they want to know, 1, if you've used it before, and then 2, how well you've used it, right? So I get it. Everybody's like, oh, proficient in Excel, and then you look like the crying Michael Jordan meme because you're really not. That's one thing, right? But it's another thing if, like, are you using Jira as a part of your everyday flow? And if so, be sure that that is listed on your resume. I know these sound like simple things. However, you would be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't because you're one of these people, how many people do not include these things? Okay, question number 4. Did I leverage potential referrals? If you don't ask, the answer will always be no. It honestly amazes me how many people are afraid to ask their connections for referrals. I think it's one of those things where maybe you just don't understand that it's actually good for the person doing the referral 9 times out of 10 as well. So I don't know about y'all, but almost every place that I've worked includes a referral bonus. So if I refer someone to the role and they do the role well for a certain period of time, then I get a bonus. Like, I get some form of payment for bringing this qualified candidate to this company. And so if you have people, especially people who know that you are good at what you do, right? Like, there's some people who are willing to just refer any and everybody. I'm not one of those people. But if I've ever experienced somebody and I know that they are good at what they do, you absolutely better believe I'm excited to refer them. So I'm happy that they've let me know that they are available for the grabbing, right? Like, I am happy that they've let me know they want to bring those skills to my company. And so I think, again, maybe it's more of a mindset thing, but like, let it go. Let the fear go. Let the fear of hearing no or not hearing. More often than not, I don't think it's the hearing no. What I find is that people just don't hear anything back at all, and then they take that personally. And I think you just shouldn't. You shouldn't, especially when there is just so much on the line on the other side of that. I know it's easier said than done, but listen, if I got to experience getting ghosted 5 times in order to land an amazing position with an amazing salary increase, you better believe I'm fine with those 5 times I got ghosted. We can't even see you anymore. Okay, so again, every time you experience rejection, it is not always about you, but sometimes there are things that you can do to improve. And I hope that these 4 questions at least get the juices flowing so you can recognize what role you can play in order to secure more interviews.